The holidays have me slacking, man. What's up, YouTube? It's early in the morning right now. I'm trying to get this video out. I've been slacking on editing the videos. I had the holidays come around. We all had the holidays come around. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday season. Hopefully everybody has a good New Year's, I don't know, celebration. I know usually I don't know, it gets pretty wild for some people. So not for me. I got a family. Don't get wild for me no more. But that is practically the point of this video. I want to talk about everything that I've accomplished in 2023 and talk about my goals for 2024. And in this video, I actually want to cover what I changed here in the last couple of weeks on Patreon for 2024 to hopefully make my Patreon members stay longer, forever, and obviously benefit as much as possible from being a Patreon member. So what I've told a lot of people is, if you are on YouTube member, go over to Patreon. It's a lot better. There's a lot more I can do for people on Patreon than I can do from people on YouTube membership, which is fine if you want to stay on YouTube membership. I'm just saying I would suggest going over to the Patreon. It'll be a lot better for you. If you are, planning on buying stuff from me in the future, planning on getting into, genetics, trying to learn a little bit more about breeding, all of that, go to Patreon. It's a lot more in-depth, a lot more one-on-one on the Patreon side than it is on the YouTube side. So if you are planning on doing anything like that and you are a YouTube member, just go over to Patreon. It's going to be a lot better. So the changes I've made to Patreon, let's go ahead and start with that. I touched on this before a little bit. I want to make it to, if you are a $20 or $40 member, all of those fees that you are paying towards membership are going to be added to kind of like a bank or a credit for you to use at the anytime. Actually, I guess anytime during the year. So what that means is, if you are a $20 member and you have been a member for 3 months, at that 3-month mark, if you see something that you want to buy, those $60 will be discounted from that item that you're trying to buy. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a snake, a bearded dragon. It could be an enclosure if you're local, whatever it is, and you want to buy it, that $60 is coming off. We also have, free shipping. We also have 10%, 15% off the orders. All of that's on there, but you get that on top of the 10%, 15%, the free shipping. All of that's on top of that $60. So you can get the $60 off. You can get the free shipping. You can get your 10% off. So essentially, you're practically getting a bunch of discounts just for being a member. The other thing I wanted to add is, I want to do a raffle for my platinum tier or diamond tier. I don't even know what I have them called. Diamond tier and gold tier members. I'm going to do a raffle every 3 months. So every quarter, I'm going to do a raffle. And that raffle is going to be for $150 off whatever it is that you want to buy. Again, that $150 off is on top of however long you've been a member. If you want to use that, if you want to use the 10%, if you want to use the free shipping, which most people probably will, they'll want to use all 4 things because, why not? So essentially, if you've been a member for 3 months and you get $60 off, and then you also win the raffle, you get $150 off. That's already $210 off. And then I pay for shipping. So that's essentially $210 for an animal, no shipping whatsoever, and then 10% off. Let's say you're buying something that's $500. You get 10% off, that's $50. So that puts you at $260 total, taking off your purchase. So that leaves you with $240 to pay for an animal that's $500. That's a pretty sweet deal, in my opinion. So obviously, I suggest that if you want to buy something from me in 2024, that you become a Patreon member earlier, because you'll be able to get those discounts over time. And all of those discounts are stacked. So what that means is, if you win the raffle and there's nothing for you to buy, there you go. You have $150. Alongside however long you wait till you get, an animal. So let's say you won the raffle in March, but you don't find nothing you want to buy. So in July, which is 7 months in, you're still a $20 member. That's $140 that you're taking off your purchase, plus the $150. That's $290, plus the 10%, $340. That means you only have to pay $160 for that $500 animal that you were planning on buying before. So really, it makes a huge difference if you are trying to buy something in 2024 from me. I hope you've seen my videos. If you haven't seen a lot of my videos, you know that I'm a huge pied fan, a huge banana fan. As far as ball pythons go, as far as bearded dragons go, I produce a little bit of everything, but my main thing is Wiblets. I love colored Wiblets. I don't like going into like extreme colored Wiblets where, you know, it's just red, because if you can just do a red bearded dragon if that's the case. If you, and honestly, with Wiblets, you are paying a little bit more for the genetics, but you're paying more because it's a complete saturation. There's no pattern whatsoever. So that's just essentially what it is. So I produce a little bit of everything, but most of my favorites are leatherback and dunner. So a lot of my bearded dragons have leatherback and dunner, obviously with the exception of a lot of the females. Most of the females don't have leatherback or dunner. Some of them do, but that's because I like it a little bit, so I have to kind of put it into everything. And that way I get a little bit of everything in every clutch. So that's essentially what I'm trying to do with the bearded dragons, what I've done with the bearded dragons for who knows how long. But ball pythons this year, 2024, or not this year, coming year, 2024, I have a lot of tri-stripe stuff, a lot of, it's really just a lot of tri-stripe stuff. Probably about 5 clutches about tri-stripe stuff. And then the other 15 plus is mainly pied with some combination. Pied with hypo, pied with clown, pied with exanthic. What else do I have? Pied with lavender, pied with albino. It's a bunch of different stuff there. And then some of these clutches that I'm trying to do are also for triple recessives. And maybe if I can get them to lock. It's been freaking impossible to get this male to do anything. Maybe the female's just not ready, but it's mainly just trying to get quad recessives. So I'll make a video of that once they finally lock, because I don't want to, you know, talk about it too soon. But once they finally lock, if I do get a lock, I will be making a video, and hopefully that's something that we can look forward to in the future. Yeah, I still have like 3 videos to edit as far as the bearded dragon genetics videos. I know people have been looking forward to that. A lot of people seem to like the bearded dragon genetic videos. I still have the hypo, the translucent, the Wiblets and zeros I'm doing together. And then I'm still waiting to record a color video. I've just been busy. So I haven't recorded the color video yet to talk about color and how color plays a part in bearded dragons. Hopefully that's interesting to other people, but I think it's interesting to me. So those are all videos that are coming. So at least 3 videos need to be edited. 1 video needs to be recorded. And I'm just really making this today just to kind of tell everybody what's going on. But essentially, I am backed up with videos to edit because I've had family here for the holidays. My daughter's birthday is about to come up, so they're staying for even longer because obviously the birthday party. And then, you know, that's just what I've been dealing with right now. And obviously I have to make sure everything's clean as well. So a lot of my mornings are in here and a lot of the rest of the day is out with the family. So essentially that's what I've been doing. And as you can see, there's a few without, well, some of these are breeding. So I take their tab when they're breeding so I know where their tub is. But some of these say shed test. I've been shed testing a few snakes. And I hate to break it to everybody, but all of my shed tests have came back negative so far. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 shed tests. And out of the 6, 3 of them have came back negative. I don't know what's happening. The other, I'm still waiting on 2 yellow belly tests. And one of the males that I'm testing, he hasn't shed since I ordered the test, so I'm just waiting for him to shed, and then I'll send his test out. But his is going to be full panel shed test because I honestly don't know what he is. And yeah, that's pretty much the shed testing. So far, all I've gotten is bad news, but it's nobody's fault. Obviously, it's just my odds. I had a tri-stripe male right here. He's already 300 grams. Tri-stripe male that was supposed to be possible het, VPI exanthic, possible het, hypo, 66% possible het. I shed tested, obviously, paid like, you know, a little over, I don't know how much it was. I don't know, I think it was like 130 bucks. Just 130 bucks for them to tell me, not het. I'm like, come on, at least one should have been het. Freaking 66% for both of them. Ridiculous. And he had clutch mates that were hypo, and I think he had one that was exanthic. Maybe not. I don't know. But he came from a triple het to triple het, so everything should have been 66%. I just happen to not have any luck whatsoever, and I got a tri-stripe normal. So I will be selling him. There's honestly no sense for me to keep him because I would have to grow him out anyways because he's still not there yet. He's probably about half the size he needs to be to start breeding. And by the time I find a female for him, or I can, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do with him, honestly. I think I want to sell him. Honestly, I do. But I have a banana possible yellow belly. He's the one that I'm shed testing as well. Possible yellow belly, het tri-stripe, breeding to all my het tri-stripe females. So honestly, as long as I get one visual tri-stripe male out of all the freaking pairings that I'm doing with him, I don't need this guy because I have a really good feeling that the tri-stripe males that I get from the pairings that I'm doing are not going to be normal tri-stripe males. And by the time I can get the females that I want for him up to size, then all of a sudden this guy's going to be huge. And that guy, whatever I get, is going to be, you know, up to size to breed. Just, you know, honestly, I think first-time breeders breed a little bit better than second-time breeders. I don't know why it is, but I have a male right now, first-time breeding. He locks like this every single time. And then I have a male that's his second year breeding. He's just lollygagging around to like the second or third day, and then he finally locks. It's kind of unusual. I don't like it. I like things to be, you know, as soon as you see him, as soon as it happens, it goes for several days. This other guy, second year, he's also like 800 grams. So I hear that the closer they get to 1,000 grams, the slower they are to breeding. I'm not sure what's really going on. I just don't like it. That's all I got to say. And the other male, he is 640 grams, and he's every single time, non-stop. In shed, the female can be in shed. He doesn't care. Everybody's going to get it. And that's really what I like to see with my ball python breeders. But I don't know what's going to happen with this guy here. I might sell him. So if you're interested in looking for a tri-stripe sub-adult male, hit me up. I might sell him. Probably going to sell him. Most definitely going to sell him, actually. I honestly was looking on Morph Market to see if I could find another tri-stripe male that was possible het and just doing another shed test, but I really didn't want to do that because you get a possible het and then you get another negative shed test, and all of a sudden you just paid more money for another snake that isn't even what you wanted. So I think I'm just going to wait. I hate saying I'm going to wait because there's other people already on this project, so it's just going to put me behind, but it is what it is, and that's just how things are going to go. So for the future of my tri-stripe project, I want to pair. See, I was honestly hoping, look, I was hoping he was het hypo and het VPI xanthic, but I was mainly hoping he was het hypo just because of some things that I had going on. But if he was VPI xanthic as well, or just VPI xanthic or het VPI xanthic, I was going to pair him to my clown het VPI xanthic to get some VPI xanthic double het tri-stripe clowns. But that's not how it worked out for me, so it is what it is. And now I'm just going to have to find something else that works for me, or produce something else that works for me. So, yeah, that is what's going to happen. And Bearded Dragon season is going off pretty good. I've already had 3 or 4 pairings. So probably by January, I should have some eggs. Well, January is right around the corner. So before February, around beginning of February, I should have some eggs because it usually takes about 4 weeks for them to lay eggs after they start pairing. If they're receptive, sometimes it could take a little bit longer. Sorry, I'm looking around the room because that's where my dragons are. That's what I've been dealing with. It's a bunch of negative shed tests, thinking about Patreon, not dealing with family because you don't really deal with family. I mean, I guess some people deal with family. Living life with family and just thinking about 2024 is really all I'm doing. I'm still in the process of selling my house and buying another house, so that's also on top of there. So I don't know. It's been a lot going on this last month, really. And so I don't know if you guys remember this snake here. Let me see if I can get her out. Where you at? So I want to talk about this real quick because it still makes me mad. I had a video about it not that long ago. So this is a pastel pied het lavender that I produced probably about 4 or 5 months ago. She's already 300 grams. And now I'm not gonna show you because I don't have one, because I usually try to keep mine up there. So beautiful snake. I love the way she looks. So the problem is I keep seeing a lot of people that have snakes, and they're selling their snakes, you know, that are a year old, and they're about 300 grams. And I'm like, how is it possible for your snake to be a year old and 300 grams? Obviously, if it's a male, males tend to grow, well, not tend to grow slower, but people grow them up slower because they don't have to be as big as quickly. But I breed and I feed and I do all of that the same for males and females. All my females and males are on the same schedule. All my babies are on the same schedule, regardless of gender, regardless of if they're holdbacks or for sale. Everybody's on the same schedule as feeding. The only thing that changes is their feeder size, because obviously they're not all the same size. So I'll just say it like this. I recently purchased a snake. It won't get here till after New Year's because of the weather and because of the holidays and all of that. And the problem with that snake, it's from 2020. Yeah, it's from 2020. 3 years old. 2021. It might be 2021. Either way, 2 or 3 years old. This snake is 800 grams. It's a female. That's 800 grams. I have never seen that. Obviously, I know it happens, but personally, I bought this snake. There was no idea of hatch date or nothing on the ad. I asked, the guy said, I'll get back to you, but I didn't want to miss out on the snake because, you know, it's what I wanted. What I was looking for. So therefore, I was like, okay. And actually, the ad, I saved it. I saved the ad in October. I saved the ad, and it was coming up to the Morph Market sale, which was like halfway through November. So I was like, I'll save the ad because once that comes up, maybe they'll put it on sale. They didn't put it on sale, which is no big deal. But I was like, all right, I'll buy it and see what happens. Actually, they did put it on sale, but it was like after the Morph Market stuff. So I don't know. It was a little weird, but yeah, and it was 900 grams when I saved the ad. I saved the ad, 900 grams. So I was like, it's been a month or so, you know, hopefully it's 1,000 grams, you know, a little over 1,000 grams, maybe reaching 1,000 grams, because it was 900 grams on the ad. Cool. I messaged the guy. I said, hey, it's been a month. I just wanted to kind of see what the update was on her weight. And he said, yeah, I'll get her a weight. 800 grams. What? That almost seems like she's pooped 3 times and nobody's fed her. I don't know what's going on, but she's 3 years old, 2 years old, however old she is, and she's only 800 grams. I already paid for her. I'm not displeased with the snake. I'm just displeased with people's feeding habits on a snake they're trying to sell. But 100% sure she's going to get here and she's going to eat every week like every other snake I have that's growing up. Once they get over 1,200 grams, or once they get over, now I would say 1,200 grams, but some of them I've had to stop like at around 1,000 grams because they honestly went off feed for like a month, and I was like, all right, I don't want that to happen again. So I started doing it every 2 weeks for those snakes. But if they're eating consistently up to the 1,200 gram mark, I'll just do it every week. So that's what I'll do with her. Every week she'll get a rat, and then once she grows up, that is what it is. And the male that I have for her, he's still not up to size. He's 570. He's technically up to size, but he's not doing nothing. 574 grams. I've had him to 2 different females, and he hasn't done nothing. So he's not up there yet. So I still have some time. God, I love the way the snakes look. She has like the perfect amount of white and pattern. Super chill too. Super chill. Also, the other thing that I've noticed is if you buy a snake from other people, 9 times out of 10, you get a pretty nice snake. And then you buy a snake from a very, very big breeder, and the snake's a freaking asshole. I have a snake right now that every time I open her tub, she strikes at me. Every single time. It doesn't fail. It's like the only reason the breeder opened her tub before was just to feed her. So it's almost like that's the only reason she thinks the tub gets open. But she strikes at me every single time. So here, what I've been doing here recently is I'll grab like a little plastic lid or something. I'll open the tub and I'll slide it over her head so she can't strike at me. So she strikes at the lid. And once I have her in my hands, she doesn't strike anymore. So it's almost like she's just food aggressive. Let's hope that's what it is. Let's hope I can get it out of her, because I don't like having to be scared when I open up a tub. So that is what I'm doing right now. This video wasn't even supposed to be about feeding snakes, but I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I'm just going to talk about it because I know a lot of people are buying snakes and probably dealing with the same thing right now. God, this snake is so beautiful. This is a snake I produced. And she's already 300 grams. And I'm buying a snake that I did not produce that's possibly 2 or 3 years old, and she's 800 grams. This snake is almost half that size, almost. And she is 4 months old. It's craziness. Craziness. All right. Is there anything else? Nope, I guess that's it. Actually, you know what? It's not it. Let me put her back. And I'll be making another video on shed testing, because I personally think shed testing is it's already kind of done that for a lot of people, but it's going to make the ball python breeding community go up one more step, and people are going to be literally just blowing things out of the water, because more shed tests are coming out for newer morphs, and all you have to do is you don't even have to breed for that morph anymore. You just do a full panel test. Like, for example, right now, I have pastel lavender het pie that's also possible het genetic stripe. Never have I bred him for genetic stripe. I knew it was there. Never did I care. But now that there's a genetic stripe shed test, or there has been, I was like, you know what? I might as well just do it and rule it out, because if he is het genetic stripe, that makes him even more powerful. And it actually makes this female the pastel pied het lab possible het genetic stripe as well, because I haven't proven or disproven the dad for genetic stripe. So that only leaves the possibility with her as well. So that's pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, until the next video, if you made it this far, appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As always, well, I know how to brain fart, people. As always, peace.